Hey guys, KJ here. I know this is a little unusual, but I figured I would give you a preface before this video as to why it is coming out when it is. It was scheduled to come out last week, however, Monday night my computer crashed, like fatally crashed. I was recording some episodes of NBA, trying to say some things. It got overloaded, blue screened, and when it came back up, it said a disk read error. Basically, my entire hard drive was fried, had to get replaced, was able to get a little bit of stuff from my backup. However, everything on that hard drive is gone. That is why I was unable to get the episodes up on their normal time, Tuesdays and Thursdays for the NBA and Wednesdays for the NWL. I'm sorry for that. Nothing really I could do. I had to try and fix the computer, get everything up and running again. That is why the NWL is coming out a little bit late. Didn't lose anything with that. Hadn't really recorded much, and even if I did, I can just record it over. However, I do have to tell you that the NBA might be missing one episode for sure, maybe two. I'm very sorry about that. I had them recorded. I was going to put them together and upload them to YouTube. I didn't get a chance, and I've lost everything. So, I should have everything back up and running for this week. I'm really pushed out this episode of the NWL so that you guys had it. I will have this Wednesday's episode up, no questions asked, and I hope to have an episode of NBA up on Thursday. Again, I'm sorry for any inconvenience. Really nothing I could do. Really freaked me out when it happened, so please enjoy this episode, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. KJ here, and I would like to welcome you back to another episode of the NWL. Well, we have an amazing night of action coming off of our CPV Over the Limit. It was an exciting night of action as you saw a new Intercontinental Champion was crowned. CM Punk is the new champ. However, the old champ Carnage is in action tonight in our main event against none other than the man who lost to the NWL Championship match, Chaz Parker. Those two will be butting heads in the main event. That's going to be an amazing and exciting matchup between those two. We have more great matches also as we kick off the road to Money in the Bank with our first Money in the Bank qualifying match. It is a tag team match, rematch, I should say, from this past Sunday as Legacy's Cody Rhodes and Ted Dibiase face off against the Chosen Ones, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. One of these teams will be going to Money in the Bank to compete in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Let's go ahead and get tonight started though with our first match right now. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with our first match of the night, and it is a big one as I am very excited to see these two competitors in the ring. It is the return of the very first NWL champion, Cowboy Keith. First time he has been in an NWL ring since his victory at WrestleMania over the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. It is good to see him back in the ring and getting back into the swing of things. And he is up against the newcomer in the NWL here. This young man, ladies and gentlemen, is Hiroshi Nakamoto. He is a Japanese superstar that we signed during the off-season. A very talented young Japanese superstar, if I do say so. He will no doubt bring an extra flair and extra style to the NWL here. As you know, the Japanese style is a little bit different than ours over here in America. A little bit more high-flying, a little bit more martial arts based. It'll be very interesting to see how he incorporates that into his movesets and against his opponents here in the NWL. And also, how his opponents will try to adapt to that. Because again, I can guarantee you, there is no one here that has seen anything like what this young man can do. So let's go ahead and get started with some of the action going on in the ring. Basically a feeling out process right now. As I said, these two have never faced each other in a ring before, so it's kind of trying to figure out what each one of them can do to each other. As right now, Hiroshi going off the ropes with a springboard and then again with a moonsault to Cowboy Keith. And that's what I'm saying, he's unpredictable. You don't know really anything about him right now. He's new here in the NWL. He's never been faced before. You really don't know what you're going to get out of him. He can throw anything and everything, including the kitchen sink at you. And you just have to just kind of weather the storm and try and find an opening. If there were anyone to find that opening, I have no doubt that would be Cowboy Keith. He's the very first NWL champion here. And he is looking to prove himself against not a veteran like he did against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, but this time against a young up-and-comer, trying to show the old vets and the new kids on the block that, hey, this is my block, and you aren't coming into it. I'm going to try and run roughshod on it. So you can see some chops right to the chest of Cowboy Keith there. That's a little bit of that Japanese style that I was talking about, some martial arts background, just using some quick chops right to the chest will no doubt slow down your opponent. I don't think it'll hurt them in the long run, but it will at least give you maybe a little bit of an opening. Ooh, it's a neck kick to the gut by Cowboy Keith. He's kind of been going right after the gut of him. There's a nice arm drag by Hiroshi. Now using some headbutts. Some falling headbutts to Cowboy Keith. And now, nice face buster with the leg assist. And now going for a submission maybe? I actually don't know what that is. Ref kind of got in my way there a little bit, but I have no idea what that move is. That's once again maybe some innovative style that he's brought over from Japan with him. Again, that's a very innovative move. I've never seen anyone here in the NWL use that move before, or that one. Hiroshi showing off some interesting holds right now against Cowboy Keith as he runs up him. I've seen that move before. And it is a devastating one, as is that kick right to the chin of Cowboy Keith. Now Hiroshi flipping him over, and he gets him in a pin with it. He gets him in a pin with it, and he could be picking up a victory, but not quite, as Cowboy Keith is able to kick out. Now a kick to the gut and hits a wasteland. Cowboy Keith with a wasteland to Hiroshi. Goes for the pin, but he kicks out. Action starting to pick up here in the later goings of this match as both superstars trying to finish it off. Face first goes Cowboy Keith into the mat, Hiroshi goes for the pin. Doesn't get it though, as once again Cowboy Keith able to kick out. Cowboy Keith looking for a victory here, but an arm drag by Hiroshi. Goes to the top rope. Spinning in midair and splashes down. That took up as much out of him as it did Keith, I think. But maybe it was just enough. It was. It was just enough for Hiroshi Nakamoto to get his first victory here in the NWL. And what a victory it was too, knocking off the very first NWL champion in Cowboy Keith. That's the way you make a debut, ladies and gentlemen. You go after one of the top dogs in the yard and take him out. Although that might have also put a target on his back, Cowboy Keith is a very proud individual. I'm sure he will not take this one lightly, and he will be looking for some retribution against Hiroshi very soon. Alright, an amazing match to kick off an amazing night of action, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said at the beginning of the show, we are on the road to not WrestleMania, but Money in the Bank. It is headlined by the Money in the Bank ladder match, in which the winner gets an opportunity for the NWL Championship anytime, any place that they want. Last year's winner, Vincent Angelini, cashed it in and became the NWL Champion. So as you can see, we already have a success rate of 1-0. This next match is going to be a qualifying match for that one, ladies and gentlemen. And it is going to be a Over the Limit rematch between Legacy and the Chosen Ones. Legacy won it at the CPV. They're going to begin a title shot in the future. Can they also get an opportunity at the Money in the Bank briefcase? We're going to find that out right now. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, an Over the Limit rematch between Legacy and the Chosen Ones. Dolph Ziggler and Cody Rhodes are starting this thing off for their teams, and this should be a very entertaining match, ladies and gentlemen. The one to CPV was, if you missed it, please go back and check it out. As I've said, Legacy won it. They have an opportunity at the Devil and Batista's NWL Tag Team Championships in the future now, ladies and gentlemen. A golden opportunity for them to gain the gold. However, tonight is a different story. It is another golden opportunity before a chance at the biggest gold of all here in the NWL Championship in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Money in the Bank, of course, a headliner here in the NWL. It's headlined by the six-man ladder match in which the winner gets a guaranteed NWL Championship match anytime, any place that they want. They will have it and have the opportunity to become the top dog here in the NWL. Last year, as I had said, Vincent Angelini won it. He cashed it in on Cowboy Keith one episode and never looked back as he became the NWL champion. That goes to show that it has an amazing opportunity and a great chance for a person to really make a name for themselves and become the top guy here in the NWL. Any one of these four could potentially become a great NWL champion, in my opinion. I think they've all got the potential. Of course, right now they're kind of focused on their tag team ambitions, and they are both great tag teams, if I do say so. Both been tag team champions, so. But it is a great opportunity to get yourself, to catapult yourself to the next level here in your singles career. Because right now, Drew McIntyre and Ted Dibiase are facing off in this match. As McIntyre has Dibiase against the ropes and laying some forearms right into the back of him. These guys gave it everything they had this past Sunday. You gotta wonder how much they got left in the tank for tonight's action. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very, very tough. As Ted Dibiase gets thrown outside, McIntyre turns his attention to Cody Rhodes temporarily until Dibiase got back in the ring, and now the fight's back on between these two. Dibiase locked in an abdominal stretch, but that does not work as McIntyre is able to get out of it. Here's a pinning attempt by McIntyre now on Dibiase, but only gets a 1 count. Dibiase is not beaten down enough in this match to pick up a victory. Gotta do still a little bit more. Now Cody Rhodes coming back in. Double team there. There's a shot to the ribs. Let's see if Rhodes can get something going for his team. They were very dominant in their match against the Chosen Ones on Sunday. Really never let up, never let them get like a chance to breathe or anything. This match a little bit different. Both teams gain a good amount of punishment in on the other. Good tags on both sides of things. As Dibiase sidesteps a drop kick attempt by Dolph Ziggler, but he hits him with a second one. Again, they are able to reverse these things and get out of the way because they have faced each other many times before. They kind of are inside each other's head. They kind of know what they're thinking probably at certain times. As right now, Dolph Ziggler looking to show off. That's something he does on a daily basis, and he is doing it a second time to Ted Dibiase. Elbow straight to the heart, showing him right now who is the boss in a zigzag. A zigzag by Ziggler out of nowhere. Zigzag hits and goes for the pin, but Ted Dibiase kicks out at 1. I don't know how the hell Ted Dibiase kicked out at 1 from the zigzag. I mean, it's not like he's fresh in the match. He has gotten beaten down a little bit. You see he's holding his stomach right now. I have no idea how he was able to kick out of that zigzag. It came from nowhere. He just got driven into the mat, but he is finding the fortitude to win here as he is looking to get into that Money in the Bank ladder match this year. Now Cody Rhodes coming in to inflict some pain and punishment. And now the action has spilt outside the ring. Dolph Ziggler going after Dibiase as Rhodes goes after McIntyre. The action always seems to spill outside. Always seems to. As McIntyre gets tagged in by Dolph Ziggler. Looks like they are now going to double team Cody Rhodes on the outside here. Gets his leg chopped out from underneath him by McIntyre. Ref is counting inside the ring as McIntyre throwing Cody Rhodes into the steel barricades. That's something we don't have at the CPV. We do pad them for them there. It always seems to get crazier at the CPV, so we do want to try and ensure a little bit of the health of the superstars. However, in a regular episode, we don't really care that much about that, I must say. Dolph Ziggler right now takes him out with another facebuster. McIntyre's in the ring. Ref is at 9. Cody Rhodes gets thrown over the steel steps as he could be counted out, but McIntyre jumps down to the outside. It looks like they don't want to win via countout. They could very easily. McIntyre could have just stayed in the ring, won the match via countout. But again, the Chosen Ones have a lot more pride than that. Both these teams have a lot more pride than that. They want to pin each other in the ring for this victory, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want to get a countout victory. That's almost like a tainted victory. That proves nothing. They want to get the victory with a 1, 2, 3, and McIntyre could get it right here with that Future Shock DDT. However, Cody Rhodes, close enough to the ropes, is wise enough to roll out. Great job by Cody Rhodes as he rolls out of the ring to prevent McIntyre from getting a possible pin on him. As we are outside again, Cody Rhodes again gets thrown over the steel steps. As the ref again is counting up to 5 right now. Rhodes runs back into the ring. Wise enough to do that himself this time, as he doesn't want to get counted out. McIntyre now throwing Rhodes into his corner. Tagging in his partner, Dolph Ziggler, whose boot comes into effect there as Rhodes' head bounces off it. And now the showing off against Cody Rhodes, just like he did against his partner, Ted DiBiase. Now going for submission, trying to lock it in. But Cody Rhodes able to fight out of it, not giving up via submission. Putting everything he has into this match right now as he gets to float over DDT on Ziggler. And now lays in a couple punches right to the head. Ziggler's in trouble as Rhodes picks him up and hits an Alabama slam on him. That gets Rhodes fired up, gets over to his corner and tags in his partner, Ted DiBiase. This could be bad news for Dolph Ziggler, neck breaker. And Legacy has all of the momentum right now. DiBiase wants Ziggler on his feet. He could be looking to put him away here, but Ziggler reverses. Now gets behind Ted DiBiase. He gets behind him. He's got him in a sleeper. A sleeper hold by Dolph Ziggler. And Ted DiBiase has no choice but to tap out. The Chosen Ones, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, pick up the victory. A hard-fought match just like at the CPV this past Sunday. And it is a different outcome, however, this time, as the Chosen Ones find a way to win it, beating Legacy and punching their ticket to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Here we go with our next match, ladies and gentlemen, and this one could get very violent, very fast, as Agent Smith is facing off against the Viper, Randy Orton, who is also one half of Rated RKO, Edge's teammate. Oh, this is going to be a bad match. This is going to be a very bad match for Agent Smith. Not only that, but Randy Orton has Spider-Man on the outside of the ring as his manager. I think that this has just turned from a bad to worse to nightmare of a night for Agent Smith. He took out Edge a couple weeks ago, left him lying in the backstage area. The following week, he was able to beat him in a singles match, a no disqualifications match. He beat him down. We haven't seen him since then. Spider-Man vowed to get some revenge, get some payback for his buddy Edge. He did that at Over the Limit, beat Agent Smith. And now he's teaming up with Edge's partner, Randy Orton, to teach Agent Smith even more respect. As this is a very physical match, Orton right now not showing any bit of compassion. Of course, you may be thinking, when does he ever show his opponent compassion? He was just laying punches right in on Agent Smith from the get-go. Again, this is the man that took his partner Edge out of action. There is no doubt in my mind that he wants to just eviscerate Agent Smith. Smith, though, focusing his attention on Spider-Man a little bit there, who had gone up on the apron. He's got to keep himself focused on Randy Orton right now. There's a big boot to the head of Orton, shows that. You gotta keep your mindset on the man in the ring, all right? I know you have your problems with Spider-Man. I know that you lost to him at the CPV, and you really want to make him pay. But you gotta focus on the man in the ring. He is the man that is most dangerous right now, all right? It is the Viper Randy Orton. He is the man you do not want to underestimate and do not want to turn your back on. So once again, I think Agent Smith is focusing his attention more on Spider-Man. As we heard before the match, Smith talking about how Spider-Man is a hero to the people, and that how heroes are just there to just pacify them and basically just keep them in check so that the Matrix can keep running. He's really playing up this whole Matrix idea. I don't know if it's real or not. I guess none of us do, but he seems to think so, and he seems to think that the hero Spider-Man was created just to give people hope, and then he was here just to take that hope away. Smith gets thrown to the outside. Spider-Man and Randy Orton have a little powwow there before Smith gets back in the ring, back into the hands of the Viper. That is a very dangerous place to be. It is not a place that you want to be, as Randy Orton has had control of this match as he hits another power slam on Smith. And Randy Orton, hearing the voices in his head telling him to do things that no other superstar would even think of ever doing. Smith has gotten a little bit of offense in, but he has not been the dominant self that we have seen in past matches. In past matches, we have seen him completely dominate the opposition, completely take them apart. However, in this match, Randy Orton has his mind set on just taking apart Agent Smith, on getting some retribution and some revenge of his own for Edge. Edge has a lot of friends, man. Dude, don't ever cross Edge. If you cross Edge, man, bad things are about to happen to you. Orton now gets thrown into the ropes, and Agent Smith laying in some punches there, turning him over and tying him up into tree of woe. Orton wise enough to get out of it. Ooh, and Agent Smith, there's the Agent Smith we know. big boot right to the chest of Randy Orton. Now backbreakers, Agent Smith gaining control of this match, picking Orton up and puts him down to the ground. Agent Smith has control right now. He could be looking to put him away. Kick to the gut. Now picks him up, spins him around, and hits his move. We saw him use that a couple times in the past against Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is distracting the referee, who is not counting the pinfall. I gotta say, I usually kind of hate it when managers do that, but there is something very satisfying about seeing Agent Smith get that done to him. I know it's wrong. I know I shouldn't be feeling that way, but it's just great to see, as is that an RKO by Randy Orton to Agent Smith, going for the pin. He's going to be putting him away. No! I was about to say he's going to put him away right here, ladies and gentlemen, but Agent Smith kicked out of the RKO, and now he's going to be fighting back a little bit here. I thought Randy Orton had him right there, but a big boot in the corner, and Agent Smith has regained control of this match. Whoa, and another one! Another RKO by Randy Orton. A reversal by Randy Orton. Hits the RKO and gets the pinfall victory. And ladies and gentlemen, out of nowhere, an RKO. You gotta say that when Randy Orton's in the ring, because that is so true. He hits it out of nowhere, and that was the case right there. A knee to the gut reversal, and then an RKO. Planted the Matrix Man. As Randy Orton now gets a victory over him, and gets a little bit of revenge for Edge once again. Agent Smith in a little bit of a spiral right now. Congratulations, Randy Orton. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and with that we have come to our main event of the night, and it is going to be one hell of a main event, ladies and gentlemen. It is Chaz Parker versus Carnage. Alright, both these men coming off big losses at the CPV. Chaz once again lost to Sting. That is now 5 losses at CPVs to the Stinger. Was unable to win the NWL Championship. He is no doubt in a bad mood and is looking for a revenge against his opponent tonight. However, on the other side of things, you have Carnage, who is unbeatable, unstoppable. The Intercontinental Champion gets pinned by CM Punk. Lost the title. He is no doubt going to be in an even worse mood than Chaz Parker. I don't know which one of these guys are going to beat each other up worse, but it is going to be a slugfest. It is going to be just an all-out brawl between these two. Only one can come out victorious, though. Let's go ahead and see which one it will be.
Every time I'm close to saving you, you grow into
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with our main event of the night. It is Chaz Parker versus the former NWL Intercontinental Champion, Carnage. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, former. You saw it. He did not have the title with him when he came to the ring. It is an amazing, amazing accomplishment. CM Punk dethroned Carnage for the Intercontinental Championship at the CPV. He did what only one man before him, which was Sting, did. Beat Carnage for the title. And that is no doubt going to be bad news for Chaz Parker tonight, as Carnage is going to be in one hell of a mood. Although Parker is no doubt in a bad mood himself, he was unable to beat Sting for the fifth time. Fifth time they have faced each other at a CPV. Fourth time in singles competition. And once again, it was an important one. It was for the championship, and he came up short once again. There was a great showing of respect by the two of them, but you gotta figure that Chaz Parker is really feeling down on himself and really looking to get back onto a winning streak here by trying to beat Carnage. However, that is something that very few people, again, have done. Only two. Can Chaz become the third, or will Carnage show that he is still just as dominant as ever? Right now it's kind of a toss-up, although Carnage may have a little bit of an upper hand as he takes down Chaz right there. And going at him with punches. Tries for a kick, but Chaz catches him. Now turning him over and gets him in a submission move after that. Carnage, though, able to fight out. Both these superstars are very talented in their own right. Both of them have held many accomplishments. Carnage, a very long-running Intercontinental Champion, very long-running undefeated streak. Chaz Parker, former NWL Champion, holding the title going into WrestleMania, headlining it, although ultimately losing it to Sting. His action once again has spilled outside the ring, right to the announce table here, and Carnage bouncing the head of Chaz right off our announce table. Thanks for that, Carnage. Just please kind of keep walking away from us. There's a super kick right to the face. Puts Chaz Parker down and out, and now Carnage flying off the top rope. I think he just grazed him as both men are down now. Carnage gets up first with Chaz right after him. And Chaz is in a bad situation here as he gets driven into the thinly padded floor once again. Carnage right now has control of this match. Ref is at 5 as Chaz gets back in the ring. A count-out victory is a count-out victory, ladies and gentlemen. It will count against Carnage's record, but he's able to get back in at the 7 count. Chaz once again takes him down, gets him in another submission again, but Carnage not beaten up enough for that to work. Gets him in a headlock and then a punch right to the face. Another one and another punch to the face. Are we going for 3? We get 3, alright. Now has him in the corner. Carnage goading him in. We've seen him do that before. And takes him out with a Hurricanrana there. But Chaz bounces right back up and into the fray of things as he starts laying into punches, looking for a comeback into works. Chaz Parker off the ropes, knee straight to the face of Carnage, who is woozy on his feet. Doesn't know where he is and gets hit with an RKO. An RKO by Chaz Parker. He's turned this thing around. He has gone back into it. Carnage could be in trouble. Chaz picks him up and hits the F5. An F5 by Chaz Parker. Chaz Parker going for the pin. Looking for a victory, but Carnage kicks out at 1. Carnage kicked out of the F5 at 1. How the hell did Carnage do that? Now Carnage looking for a pin now. 2, but Chaz able to kick out. These two superstars really just throwing everything they got at each other right now. This later part of the match, both of them going for pinning attempts, both of them throwing their best moves at one another. Carnage once again takes him down. Now has him in the corner. Chaz reverses, but Carnage catches a kick and delivers one to the back of the head of Chaz. Now a kick right to the abdomen, right to the kidneys of Chaz, and another one. That's a very painful maneuver there, ladies and gentlemen. You get kicked to the kidneys, you feel that. You totally feel that as Carnage. Whisper in the wind. A whisper in the wind by Carnage. After that fury of momentum by Chaz Parker, after hitting the F5, Carnage has regained control of this match, put himself back in control. Chaz is in deep trouble right now. He needs to try and refocus, regain the momentum that he had if he wants a victory here. Otherwise, Carnage is looking dominant even without the championship. He's looking unstoppable as he always has been. Going to the top rope. Swanton bomb. A Swanton bomb by Carnage, but he's not done. He is not done yet. Going to the top again and hits a second. Back-to-back Swanton bombs by Carnage. As now goes for the pin and gets the victory. There was no way Chaz Parker was kicking out of 2 Swanton bombs by the unstable superstar. Despite losing the championship, Carnage is still as dangerous as ever. I gotta think he might be even more dangerous because of that loss of the title. And I would hate to be anyone facing off against this unhinged superstar in the coming weeks. Carnage is victorious. An amazing main event, ladies and gentlemen, and an amazing episode in general, as Carnage picks up the victory over Chaz Parker, making his words ring true when at the CPV he said, "I lose, everyone loses." Right now, he could be setting his sights on pretty much the entire roster after his loss of the Intercontinental Championship. We're going to have to wait and see these next couple weeks what unfolds, as Carnage could be the most dangerous man out there right now. Also, the Chosen Ones, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, are going to Money in the Bank. They will be in that 6-man ladder match with an opportunity to win the briefcase that has an NWL Championship contract in it, anytime, any place. Who are the next superstars that will be joining them? We're going to be finding out over the next couple weeks leading up to the CPV, which will be, when will it be? It will be on April 26th, the last Sunday this month. I hope you tune in to join us for that event. It is no doubt going to be amazing. That ladder match is always fun to see, guys. Always fun to see. So, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, as well as any comments you may have down below. Otherwise, I'm KJ, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.